Good morning, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. We're going to do a Divine Masculine check-in. Okay, Spirit, thank you for being with us. Thank you for hovering over us. Thank you for the opportunity to walk this path. What do masculines need to know? What are the blocks showing up on their path? What are the solutions to those blocks? Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? Okay, we have a ton of cards here. Hold on. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take all of them. Okay, let's see. We have chaos and conflict. I don't know if you could see that. We have never-ending story. This reminds me of the round and round card that they got the last time, I believe. Higher power in reverse. Reconnecting with source, masculines. Okay. All right. We're getting a lot of the same messages here. All right. Let's just get it all. Let's just get it all out. All right. Masculines. Orphaned, and we have a leg up. In the unconscious position is breathe. Okay. Yeah, masculines, you are in a transformational process right now. You're going through a bit of the ringer. Gosh, there's so much here. Okay, you're in the transmutation. You're in the fire right now, masculines, and that's okay. This is exactly where you need to be. However, you're forgetting your connection to source. Your life preserver when you're out in the middle of the ocean is your connection to source, is your connection to this higher power, your higher self, unity consciousness, oneness, whatever your flavor of God is, of spirit, of spirituality, is calling you home. Yeah, I'm really drawn to this order of the cards here. Isn't it interesting that we have higher power to the sea and treasure island all in reverse here? And so for those of you who've watched me for a while, you know that when I have a heavy reversals on one side and uprights, it's like I see the scales of justice, the scales of balance. So we have chaos and conflict and the never-ending story on one side. Masculines, what cycles do you continue to repeat? Is this a cycle with a partner, with an ex, with a baby mama or baby daddy? Is this an abusive boss? What cycles do you continue to fight yourself on, or to fight the completion of? What cycles within yourself? What patterns do you need to break? What patterns do you continue, what patterns of behavior continue to beget the same outcome over and over and over again? In order to receive divine treasure, you have to rise to meet the divine halfway. You have to quite literally go to the sea to reconnect with your higher power in order to find and excavate the treasure. When I think of this, you've heard of Turtle Island, you've heard the different stories about the different lore around turtles carrying the world on their backs. There's something here that when you connect with source, I'm putting these all upright for a little inspiration. And yes, I know they're in different orders, but I'm putting these upright I just saw it. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Look at this little keyhole. When you connect with source, when you allow yourself, when you kneel at the altar with humility, in the face of the divine, in total vulnerability, is what will unlock this next level of awareness so that you can get a leg up on these patterns of relating, on these cycles, on these never-ending stories you continue to tell yourself. Do you see this person, do you see this little fairy creature? She looks pretty stressed out. Why? Because she's been cycling over and over and over again in her life. Look what's right below her. She has this mirror, but she's not understanding that if she just picks up the mirror and looks at her own reflection and takes accountability for what she's seeing back in the reflection, she will be able to change her circumstances, masculines. You are being called to take radical accountability for your situation. I feel like I end up saying the same things to you in every reading, masculines, but again, it makes sense. It's the never-ending story. Of course, it's going to continue to come up. What parts of yourself have you orphaned? What skills have you orphaned? Are there certain hobbies you put down? Are there certain ways of relating in the world that light you up, but you've abandoned them? You're being called to take a total inventory of your internal world. What parts of self have you orphaned? It's time to call them back home. You are recalibrating, regenerating. I'm doing this motion because I don't have the words. Let me just show you the card. If you look at this card, we have all of this like lava, dark, flamey earth. And out of that intensity, out of that chaos comes this beautiful, brand new tree with new growth, new leaves. Masculines, just keep doing the work. Don't get, what's the word? Don't get mesmerized or don't get seduced by some false idol, by some false promise, by some shiny gold object. Just focus on the step ahead of you, and that's it. I'm also very aware of how choppy this message is moving through me. It feels very uncomfortable. It feels, there's a heaviness in my chest and a contraction in my throat. I honor, masculines, that how difficult this is. I call upon profound empathy and compassion for the collective masculine within and without. I understand how hard it is to break these habits, to break these patterns of desire, to break these patterns of false hope, right? It's like that image of building a house of straw on a house of, a house of cards on a foundation of straw. What is that quote? You know what I'm saying? It's understandable to get swayed and seduced by these temporary things, this instant gratification. You are better than that. You are being called to something higher. You cannot reach the higher states until you confront and take radical, ruthless, loving responsibility for your lower states. Okay, masculines? All right, where are my... I put away all my cards and now I can't find anything. Bear with me. Okay, this is what I wanted. All right, what do I ask, Spirit? What do I ask? What's blocking them from taking accountability right now? Or what is difficult about taking accountability for the divine masculines? Is that just one card? We have fire, transmutation, purification. I mean, come on. You have like these. Do you see how these cards are very similar? Anything else? So I asked what's blocking. It's like, masculines, you're settling for kindling, you're settling for embers when you have these profound flames within you. You're settling for peanuts when you deserve the gold, when your contribution of gold is needed, is warranted in this life. Sensuality and confidence. It came out in reverse. Yeah, I mean, let's just honor how difficult this is. Let's just honor that we have to have enough self-esteem to quite literally take aligned action. Here's the thing that I always tell people. When you think of self-esteem, when you think of discernment and intuition, I need you to equate it with self-esteem, because your level of self-esteem is directly correlated with how much you trust in the intuition that you're getting. And then that trust translates to how directly you're going to take orders on your intuition and take action. How fast can you deploy your discernment? We have winter, reflection, transition, release. Masculines, part of breaking habits requires you to take stock, and taking stock requires you to take pause. It is time to hibernate within self and really resolve some of these long-standing stories for you. Do you see how clear these messages? Masculines, you are in the throes of an alchemical process. You are quite literally like in the, normally you hear me say, I give the analogy of a chemist. It's like the chemist puts the different ingredients in the beaker, and then you back off and you let the chemicals do its magic, right? But masculines, there's something here, like you put the chemicals in the container, then you jumped in with it, and you are like writhing in the alchemical processes. This could look like Dark Night of the Soul. This could look like feeling like you don't relate to anyone in your life. This could feel like you have no more friends anymore, or you don't have trustworthy people in your life. This is very, very intense right now. Well, okay, I just launched a bunch of cards. Bear with me. Okay, we have fairies, environment, playtime, enchantment. That feels like a message out of left field. We also have snake, rebirth, release, integration, and goddess insight. Okay, I get it. Thank you, Spirit. So all of these cards feel like their own message. These two cards are the outliers. We have the silver and we have fairies. We have goddess, insight, environment, playtime, enchantment. Masculines, when's the last time that you've connected with your divine feminine? Internal or external? Do you have someone that you know holds divine wisdom? Do you know a goddess? When's the last time you've connected with her? Do you have a goddess within? When's the last time you've connected with her? When's the last time? There's something here around, I'm feeling the weight of this exhaustion, masculines. Masculines, the longer you fight this truth, the longer you're going to suffer, the longer you're going to be in these cycles. You're going to go round and round in these never-ending stories. But when you think of your feminine, when you think of her gnosis-driven life, that environment, witnessing how the goddess plays in the divine, notice how the goddess has faith and such profound inner knowing. Noticing that magnetic enchantment that flows around your goddess. You need a dose of that. And again, I think I said this in the beginning, if you haven't approached your goddess in quite a while, and you are in pain right now, and you are hoping that she will do all of this emotional labor for you, it is your job to approach your feminine in humility, kneeling at her altar, empowered, not giving away your power to your feminine, not taking yourself out of the running for your own hero's journey. That's the thing, masculines. There is no question, there is no doubt, your divine feminine has profound gifts. She sits on her throne. She understands alchemy. She is alchemy. Her mind, body, spirit is this divine flow of chaos and order and love and fear and expansion and contraction. She is duality and non-duality. She is the all. She has access to the I am, this Christ consciousness. However, every time you've connected with her and you have used the goddess to outsource your feminine within, to outsource your feminine labor that you have to do within you, you are robbing yourself of all of the gems and jewels that you will achieve through your hero's journey. Remember, Treasure Island came out in reverse. What happens when you have a treasure chest that's open and upside down? All of the treasure falls out. Masculines, you are being called, yes, towards your feminine, but you are being called to approach in humility and power. What does that mean? What does that actually look like? You can approach your feminine on your knees, tail between your legs, and kneel at the embodiment of the divine, while also taking radical accountability for your actions, for your space, for your time, for your non-actions, for your words, for your non-words. There's something really profound here around, listen, your divine feminine is your divine feminine. She will never turn you away. If you are operating in this exalted state, so is she. This is the gold. This is the goal. This is the alchemical union of opposites. This is the, wow, I'm really feeling it in my diaphragm, masculines. It takes so much self-esteem and so much confidence to approach our beloveds in such humility and say, I do not know my way. I am in so much pain right now. I am lost, and yet I know that my North Star is love, and I know that you embody that love. I kneel at the feet of the goddess, not to take from you, but to nourish your soil, to water your seeds we planted together long ago. That one really got me. That one really got me. It's really beautiful. And I think the feminine has been waiting patiently, doing her work, tending to the fields, while the masculine has been away. And that is painful and also so sacred. I just looked at what's in the unconscious position. We have the heart chakra. We have compassion and love and cultivation. Cultivation to me is such an agricultural term, and I'm talking about tending the earth, tending the fields, watering the soil. Masculines, what you're pushing into the shadows, what you are scared to look at, is the profound love you hold within your hearts, the love you know that is ignited by your feminine. You are pushing your love of the feminine into the shadows. You are pushing it into the unconscious, and thus, because it's in your unconscious, you don't get access to it. It's like the treasure chest is locked. You don't get access to that profound treasure. And listen, when you push the feminine into the shadows, you are pushing 50% of yourself into the shadows. That means there's 50%, half of who you are energetically, that you are refusing to look at, that you are betraying and abandoning and what? Orphaning. You have orphaned half of yourself, masculines. It is time to take this love out of the shadows into the light and deploy it on your internal and external feminines. They deserve it. They more than deserve it. They more than deserve to bask in the glow of your love. It doesn't matter if it's messy. It doesn't matter how vulnerable you feel. It's time to come home to the nest. It's time to come home to the nest, masculines. Woo! Okay. I'm not even messing around. I'm going straight to my Twin Flame deck. What do we have? We have breakthrough, processing karmic debris. What is another way to say this? Taking radical accountability for what's on your side of the street, masculines. Anything else for these divine masculines? Anything else? Wow, that message really snuck up on me there. Okay, I'm going to take all of these. We had an explosion. We have mystical messages, follow the signs, right? When you tune into your heart, when you take your love out of the shadows and put it on the table right in front of you and look all that love directly in the eye, you know that there is a pristine divine channel open to your feminine, in which you can receive and exchange mystical messages. Follow the signs. You trust it. Oh my God, look what this is. As I said, trust, I flip over the trust card. Ask, listen, and allow. This is humility. This is what happens when you deploy trust. This is what happens when you kneel at the altar of the feminines. Ask, listen, allow. Do not push, do not penetrate, do not bulldoze, do not try to win something here. Ask, listen, allow. You are in a process of recalibration and rebirth. You are releasing what no longer serves, releasing false wisdom. I'm very acutely aware of the snake here. You are releasing false wisdom, false faith in unreliable sources. You are reintegrating this spirit, this home frequency, this home core frequency. Release, raise, and reclaim. And then we're healing separation. Go within, masculines, because that's where your feminine is. Your feminine has existed within your heart the entire time. And yet what has happened? You pushed your heart into the shadow. So of course you were cut off from your source. Of course you were cut off from your divine flowing essence, your softness, your emotional intelligence, your emotional integrity, that pristine vulnerability, that pristine preciousness, that divine innocence, your childlike innocence and wonder, the trust in flow, the trust in the mystery. The feminines are masters at surrendering to the mystery. The feminines are masters at holding their center for love in the center of chaos. It is time you reclaim your birthright. It is time you reclaim that part of your love that you have pushed into the shadows. I'm going to cry. I just looked at what's in the unconscious position. We have mission accomplished. Welcome home, masculines. Yeah, you're pushing home into the shadows. It's scary. It's scary to come home, because when you come home, you have to look at everything that you've pushed away. You also have to look at all of the blocks that you put in the way of this core frequency of love. Wow, I'm like, this reading, it started off so benign to me, and it really got me. Okay, masculines, let's get some these. Well, okay, we have Temple of Truth. It's like the truth is coming home to roost. You can't avoid it any longer. We have throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. You are reclaiming your authentic self-expression, masculines. You are remembering what it's like to bring your truth to your feminine with love, and she holds you and holds your truth with love. It doesn't matter what your truth is. Vulnerability and truth vibrate at their own frequency. If you're telling the truth, if you're sharing vulnerably, your feminine will vibrate with the resonance of truth. It doesn't matter what that truth is. It matters that you're humble and vulnerable, and you show up with love of self and love of other. We have Stargate Heart, another heart chakra card. Unlocking generosity. How generous can you be with your love? Masculines have notoriously been healing their hearts, been healing this idea that love is somehow a limited resource, that it's something we have to hoard, right? What happens if you hoard love? You lock it away in a tower, it never gets to breathe, it never gets to flow, it never gets to connect with other people and plant more seeds and new seeds. Here's the thing, masculines, love begets more love. It's just the nature of the beast. It's just how it works. Unlocking this level of richness and multiplicity and allowing that love to move through your life in a generous way. We have crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, miraculous energy, masculines. What did I say in the beginning? What did we talk about? Masculines, you are being called to reconnect with spirituality, with source, with your higher self. You're being called to go on a pilgrimage, maybe a vision quest. Maybe for some of you, it's a sweat lodge experience. Those have been very powerful. I have not, unfortunately, been able to do them because I'm very sensitive to heat and I usually pass out very quickly. I don't know why I'm laughing. I just think it's funny. But yeah, maybe some of you are called to re-enter the sauna. I'm thinking about Finland and other Scandinavian countries where the sauna experience is such a profound part of the culture, to heat your body up in the sauna and then run out in the snow or the ice and jump in the Arctic waters or whatever. There's something about allowing the safety to emerge in your life, masculines. It's, oh, I see. Okay. Sorry. I was wondering why I was giving the sauna going so in detail. Thank you, Spirit. They gave me that extreme example of going from the heat to the snow or to the icy waters, the cold plunge. They gave me that extreme example of going back and forth. Masculines, if some of you already have that in your culture, and listen, I never know who's going to see these videos. Maybe you are from Scandinavia. Maybe you are from that part of the world. They're telling me that you already have that reference point in your body of working in the extremes. So you already accomplished the hard thing. They're telling me to tell you to look at this reclamation of the heart as if you're like going from one extreme to the other. You have the neurological reference points to your heart, to your pineal gland. You have all of what you need within you to accomplish this successfully. I think the only thing blocking you is the allowance, right? Like, what are the blocks to love? What are these fears? What are these stories that you're keeping alive? And then we have Earth Star activation, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy. Again, coming home to your feminine. The great Isis energy is like the divine mother, is the divine, I mean, you could call it the Magdalene violet flame. You can call it whatever you want. It's kind of the same thing. Serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, and push through. Masculines, I mean, come on. Come on. Look at what you're pushing into the shadow. We have the divine matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, and God incidences. I love that word they made up. God, it's coincidences, but God incidences. Again, a call home to the miraculous energy that is the cosmic experience, the quantum experience. This is a big fat hell yes to return to your feminines. And maybe it starts with returning home to the feminine within first. Maybe that's, stop one on the road trip. Okay, masculines? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Is there anything else, Spirit? Okay, hold on. Okay. Wow, that was fast. Okay, we have uncertainty. It says, let me deeply trust. This is your second or third card of trust, masculines. Divine beloved, may I live in the now and relax peacefully into the unfolding, knowing all the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place at the right time and not a moment before. Can you trust, masculines? Anything else? Whew, this is a lot. This was a really, really beautiful reading. We have burdens. I accept your help. Change me, divine beloved, into one who gratefully receives all help you send. Let me release the useless idea that I must carry the burden alone. Let me trust that you send the right assistance. May I feel worthy and accept it. Masculines, as you return home to the feminine within, part of the gift of the feminine is the feminine is open to receiving help. The feminine flows in community, in connection. There are no egos in family. There are no egos in community and connecting with our hearts. There's only this profound harvest. I'm very drawn to the oranges in these trees. It's like harvesting begets harvesting begets harvesting. It's this beautiful symbiotic flowy relationship where I pour into you and you pour into me, and none of us are lacking because we're all supporting one another. This is what's on the other side of you returning home to your hearts, masculines. Anything else? Anything else? Whew. Deep breaths, everyone. Whoa, okay. We have protection. So much of the masculine journey, that's interesting. That doesn't want to stay up on center stage. So much of the masculine journey has, no, let me say it like this. So much of the masculine mantle that they've been carrying has to do with protecting everyone else, protecting children, protecting family, protecting parents, protecting themselves financially. And all of it's like masculines, you've become so skilled at protection that you've actually protected your heart to a level where nothing can penetrate. Change me, divine beloved, into one who is protected from all negative energy and predictions. Fill me with your dazzling and radiant lights. Make me a vessel for your love. I now release all fears I've absorbed from others. Masculines, you are being called to stand vulnerably, humbly in your profound love and understand that your vulnerability is your protection. Human chaos is divine order. So what feels like chaos and uncertainty and pain to the human is actually divine protection. You are divinely being dismantled. You are being divinely dismantled. I had to say it twice because I had to feel it twice. Gosh, that is so beautiful. You are being divinely dismantled. And when we are being divinely dismantled, that we are also receiving divine scaffolding to rebuild our hearts, to rebuild our relationship with the world around us so that we can show up in love, so that we understand the difference between armor and boundaries and trust. Beautiful. What's in the unconscious position? I can't see. Oh my God. I mean, thank you, God, but holy crap. Heart. I allow love to lead. Change me, divine beloved, into one who can allow love to lead my life. May I offer myself completely to the highest so that all may occur as needed. Grant me peace, divine beloved, and contentment wherever I am. Use me for the greatest good. Wow. This reading is off the charts for me as a reader. I don't know if it came across that way, but masculines, I need you to understand how profound this moment in time is for you. You are excavating your heart so that your heart could take center stage, so that you could put your truth, your authenticity, and your love on the silver platter on the altar where it deserves to be. Is there anything else, Spirit, that you want me to share with these beloved masculines who are working so hard to take radical accountability for what's showing up in their hearts, minds, and bodies? Is there anything else, Spirit? Whew, I don't think so. We're just going to get a divine masculine wisdom to end our reading on. Anything for divine Yep. I swear I just saw a flipper in there. I know I saw a flip. Hold on. I feel like it was over here somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe it flipped and flipped back. Nope, I'm not moving till we find it, Spirit. I guess not. Maybe I'm nuts. Let's shuffle again. Any Spirit, what do you want to share with these divine masculines? There we go. Thank you, Spirit. Go beyond likes and dislikes. Free yourself from attachment. Masculines, this is the name of the game. We keep our hearts guarded because we are attached to something. What are you attached to? Is it a memory? Is it an old pain? Is it an old story about yourself or the people around you? Masculines, you are worthy of this divine love. You are worthy of walking a path of hierogamy, of godlike union, of divine union with your beloved who is in extreme, pure, pristine resonance as yourself. You are worthy to have a partner that will support your journey back to the throne, that is actually keeping the seat warm until you get home. You are worthy of this exalted life. It is up to you how deep you go. It is up to you how much you're willing to look these pain points, these blocks, these obstacles in the face and take radical accountability for what's showing up. I know I keep saying accountability, but this is the name of the game. Don't leave yourself out in the cold, masculines. There is so much love here for you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'm sending you so much love, masculines. You can do it. It's already been written. You already will do it. It's a matter of time. All right. I hope this was supportive. I loved it. It was such an amazing reading. I will see you in the next one.